What is going on, guys? We got more free picks today coming out of the Sports Pulse Discord. We got Kyle here. And then I just want to showcase, man, a little success from this last NFL weekend. We hit the big slip, the 50 to 500. Very confident in these plays. As you can see on the right here, I've been experimenting a little bit, getting in more in depth in my research. I'm looking at these corner matchups, looking at these receiver matchups, and guys, it's paying dividends, man. These are not some little. I don't have the odds for every single prop on here, but let me tell you, when you get up to like these 89.5 yards, these 79.5 for Deontay Johnson, a guy who's not used to getting that many yards in a game, you're looking at plus 300, plus 400 on these props, man. A quarter unit's paying out over a full unit. That's not something you want to sleep on, all right? Missed out on the Pickens touchdown, obviously. What can you do? You can't hit everything in the world. Nico Collins, his line was already so high. We just took a stab at the 99.5. We could have laddered him up more, but I don't like laddering over 100 for these kind of receivers, so it is what it is. But yeah, we cashed out all of these, man, with so much profit in there. Obviously, you got the big slip right here. Only $1 a day for the VIP, man. If you're not in there, I don't know what you're doing at this point in time. It's crazy. These other guys on the space are charging $50 a month. I see guys charging $150 for a week. They're making the same videos I do, giving you free plays, and then they try and scam you. $150 a month? Are you fucking kidding me? In our Discord, $1 a day gets you 3 players, or 3 gamblers, professionals. I don't like using that word. It's fucking gambling, man. 3 guys who are doing the research for you, giving out the props for you guys to bet. Take the ones that you like the most. $1 a day. You can't beat the price, man. And just some more success. I wasn't kidding about all of these. These are all the flip slips for the over-under on the ladders. I wasn't lying, man. I'm really betting that shit. We gave out a bunch of anytime touchdowns. You see Jamar Chase, Zach Moss, all this stuff, man. Everything we're giving out in the Discord is insane value. We hit the underdog promo right here. Oh, look at that. Another underdog promo, another underdog promo. If you guys need a promo pair, there is not a better place in the space to go. We got it on lockdown, man. So much profit, up a couple hundred on underdog. And I only do $25 units. And sometimes my things are limited here. We got 25 on this one, 15 and 10. I'm maxing out the limits, man, pushing as much as I can here, but it is what it is. And these are the 3 plays we're going to be getting into for today. Now, I need to tell you guys before we get started, if you just skipped here and you're going to lock in the play without watching the video, I mean, I don't know why you do that. I think it's better to watch the video and take the research and then make your own mind up if you want to take the plays or whatever. But Baker Mayfield is my least confident out of these 3. I was very confident in Baker Mayfield when I was looking last night to find the props for this video. I caught Baker Mayfield at 16.5 fantasy. I wrote that down in my little notebook. And then I wake up this morning. It's 17 even. I'm like, oh, they bought my shit. All right, so I got a lecture. So I go to my lecture. I come back. 17.5, man. They don't want us to win. I'm getting this video out a little bit early before it bumps to 18. If it bumps to 18, I'm going to be 100% honest. Do not take it. You're playing with fire taking it at 17.5, in my opinion. But in the Bijan Robinson receiving yards and Chris Godwin receiving yards, let me explain to you guys why I like all these props right here. So the Baker Mayfield fantasy. Obviously, you can see right here he's crushing it. You look at this line, you're going to say, oh, like the 17 to 18 jump doesn't really matter. I'm going to tell you it does, okay? So Baker Mayfield in all these games, he's been getting a good amount of passing yards, except for these middle 2. Against Detroit and Denver, he didn't get that many passing yards. And then this game, he went nuclear this game. I think he had a rushing touchdown in this game. Like, Baker's insane. Let me verify that real quick. Yeah. He got a rushing touchdown in 2 games, so Baker can get rushing touchdown, which is 6 points. That is huge for fantasy, especially for quarterbacks. That's insane to get. If he gets that, you're basically guaranteed to hit this shit. I mean, I don't see a way he doesn't hit this if he gets a rushing touchdown. But he's projected for around 240 yards. He should throw for that pretty easily. The interception, obviously, that takes away from fantasy score. He's projected for 0.5 on the over-under even split. In my opinion, he doesn't throw a pick, but I don't like betting the under on interceptions for quarterbacks. That's just one play can just ruin everything for you, and then your whole slip's dead. But so I don't think he's going to throw a pick. He's been playing out of his mind, and the Falcons' defense is not that great. Okay, I think he's going to go over his yard total as well. If you like the yards as an alternative, I don't see a problem in that. But I do like the fantasy more because of one reason and one reason only. The Buccaneers here. The Buccaneers do not run the ball into the end zone. Okay, they have a split back going on. They have two running backs. Let's see if I can. Oh, it's not going to show me here. They have a split back, 2 running backs going on. Rashad White is not even the primary back anymore. It's been taken over by like Bucky or something. I could have butchered his name. I don't know. But the split back, he's getting more yards than White. White has 0 touchdowns on the year. He has 1 touchdown on the year that came last game. They're on the goal line. They're doing a little lob over the top, a little play action. Baker might run it in himself. They just have other alternatives than just punching it in on the goal line like so many of these teams. If you look at how quarterbacks have scored going against the Falcons previously, Derek Carr did not go over because they have Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara. They got the rushing. They had 3 rushing touchdowns. Derek Carr didn't have to throw for a touchdown. If he got 2 passing touchdowns, like I'm projecting Baker Mayfield to, he would have went over. But obviously he didn't, so that didn't happen. Patrick Mahomes barely cleared this line, and that's because they have such a strong running game and Carson Steele right now. Obviously he's no Pacheco, but he still ran for about 80 yards. They don't need to pass the ball as much down the field, which leads to less passing yards. They're a run-first team. So the Chiefs are this season. However, the Buccaneers are running 60% pass plays this season. That is more than a lot of teams in the league. They are a pass-first team. They're not looking to run the ball. They don't trust their backs as much, even though their backs are pretty good, in my opinion. However, there's a reason Rachaad White's line total for yards is in the 30s. So yeah, a pass-first team is going to be passing first, second, third, probably everything you got. Even if it's like 3rd and 2, he's probably going to pass the ball. And that leads to a lot more yards, a lot more potential for fantasy score. Obviously, you get 0.04 of a point for every yard. I think that's a good bet. Obviously, like I said, I liked it a lot more at 16.5. 17.5 is still good. I gave it out to the guys this morning in the Discord and the VIP. Gave it out at 17 even. Maybe we got a little edge there. I'm not too sure. I don't really see the half mattering too much. But if it got to 18, I'm not going to push my luck. I'm just going to settle with the under here. And then we get into the next play. We got Godwin on the receiving yards. Now the Falcons give it up to the slot, okay? This Baker Mayfield to Chris Godwin connection this game is going to be something you want to look out for. Obviously, you got Jalen McMillan out, Trey Palmer out. That is only going to help Chris Godwin to see more targets. And another reason I like this prop, because you can see he's coming close right here. 69, then 53 obviously went under. That was a terrible game for the Buccaneers. We don't talk about that game. You had Riley Moss playing out of his mind in the secondary for the Broncos along with Pat Surtain. They could not get anything going. Riley Moss was the #1 PFF rated player for that week. Absolute insanity. The guy, he's coming into his own, man. He's looking really good out there. But against Philadelphia, obviously back to the ways, had a good matchup there. And then, like I said, the Falcons give it up to the slot. They have over 50% of their passes that are allowed this season are to the slot receiver. The slot receivers are feasting. You saw Rashee Rice had over 100 yards. Rashid Shaheed had like 90 or he had 85 or something like that. These guys are just eating on these big receptions, long yards, consistent targets. That's another thing. I'm going to show you guys this right now. I love this because look at these targets. 8, 8, 9, 9. Very consistent. There's not games where he's not getting targets. He is the wide receiver #1 on this team. He's getting more targets than Mike Evans is. He's getting more targets than anyone else is. Especially with these 2 injuries, he's going to get even more. I wouldn't be surprised to see 10 or 11 targets right here after this game. I just think that he's going to absolutely feast. I will tell you guys right now in the VIP, I'm going to be laddering him up. I'm going to show you guys. If you join the VIP, I'll show you how I'm doing that. If not, you can just do what you will with that. However, all right, on to the next prop here. We got Bijan Robinson over 26.5 receiving yards. This is another one. I saw it at 24.5 last night. Went to bed, woke up 26.5. What can you do, man? They don't want us to win. Over here, you can see Tampa Bay ranks 31st in the league for receiving yards allowed to the running back position against a running back that's getting a consistent 4 targets a game. Like Bijan, I think this is a very good prop. In my opinion, one of my favorites. If you want to look at what other running backs have done against this Tampa Bay defense in this season, I'm going to be looking away from you guys. I got my notes over here, sorry. But Saquon had 32 yards. Javonte Williams had 29 yards. Monty and Gibbs had 35 and 22. And then here's the big one. Austin Eckler, 52. Brian Robinson, 49. Over 100 yards receiving allowed to 2 running backs. They absolutely cannot stop the run to save their lives. If you want to go with the rushing plus receiving, I don't think that's a bad look either, but I'm just personally going to be targeting the receiving yards here because the total's a lot lower, and I think you can get this in 2 to 3 receptions easily. You got a running back who's getting targets. You got a defense that can't stop the running backs that are getting these targets. I think that makes for a great play. I'll show you guys how I locked it in here because I don't do this. Right here, you see this little 3-man on Prizepicks? Do not do this shit. First off, you're getting a 5x payout, which is worse than other apps. If you lock this in on another app, it'll give you a better payout. So I don't know why you'd ever do a 3-man on Prizepicks. But Baker Mayfield fantasy score, that one's obviously a Prizepicks exclusive play in a way. I'm going to show you guys in a second here. Bijan, 27.5, not where you want to look. And Chris Godwin, you can get him at 64.5 on other apps. This is how I broke this down, using promos and different apps to get the best value out of my plays. I took the Baker Mayfield 17.5 fantasy score, mixed that with the League of Legends discount that's currently live, And then on Underdog, you can also take fantasy. Now they score fantasy a little bit differently. So for receivers and stuff, I don't like taking fantasy score on Underdog because they do half point PPR. And the only difference for the quarterbacks is if Baker Mayfield gets strip sacked, he'll lose 2 on Underdog instead of the 1 he'll lose on Prizepicks. And I don't think he's getting strip sacked, let's be honest with you guys. So I think the best value for this fantasy points play is on Underdog. I just took it here to pair it with this League of Legends discount that they have going on right now. I didn't want to miss out on that. And then obviously Bijan, you have 26.5 here. Now this is where I recommend putting in the play on Dabble here. You got Bijan for 26.5, Chris Godwin for 64.5. That's the best, most optimal place you're going to find these lines in the market right now. And if you guys are not already signed up on Dabble, I know it's a little bit less popular. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to put in $1 million, all right? You don't have to put in a single dollar, okay? You guys download the app. You put in my code right here, KIUMPY, and it will give you $25 in your account without putting in a single dollar. It's a free $25. It's not some deposit match where you have to put in money to make money. You just get $25 loaded into your account for downloading the app. There's no reason you guys should not be taking advantage of this. Even if you just get the $25, put the 25 on a play, flip it, and then take it out and never use the app again, that's fine. Obviously, I get a little kickback. That's to help me for making these videos, doing all the time, the research. But you guys it's a free $25. With the guys that are running $5 units, that's 5 units for you. That's 5 free bets effectively that you can run. Lock in the YouTube play. This shit should hit. You'll 3x some money. Put $5 on that play. You'll get 15. Now you have 8 units at your disposal, or 7 units. I did that math wrong. You can take that out. Do whatever you want with it. Go buy yourself a cheeseburger. It's a great deal, man. And while you're at it, join the VIP. Join the Discord. The Discord itself is absolutely free. But if you want to get a little bit more, join that VIP. Only $1 a day. Now I'm going to quit yapping, and we will see you guys in the next video.